Hello again, everyone. It's just me again, the armchair gooner, just catching up after today's Europa League result. 1-0 away. What can you say? Good result. It wasn't the best game in the world. From a neutral point of view. I didn't mind it so much. It was a bit of a tactical cat and mouse game. Lots of changes from the Leicester team, which I was surprised at. I know that Unai has taken this tournament very seriously, so I was surprised to see quite so many changes that he made, or at least the players that he changed. I wasn't expecting Ozil to be dropped. I thought he'd play again, just because it seems to me that Unai is all about keeping momentum going and winning breeds confidence, but. There's a couple of players that couldn't come because of illness or injuries or whatever. Bellerin wasn't there. But we've got Peter Cech coming back. I thought he might have played just to slowly build him in. I'm guessing he's not going to play against Crystal Palace at the weekend. Probably kind of come too soon for him. Ainsley Maitland-Niles is on the comeback trail, which will be good because he'll probably play instead of Granit at left back. Granit Xhaka had another good game at left back today, really, considering it's not really his position. You've got to give him credit for what he did. Got a booking, but other than that was fairly solid as for a player that doesn't play at left back, playing at left back. And that was sort of for me the whole vibe of the game. It was. It was good to see in terms of a Premier League standpoint that probably teams like players like El Neni and Ramsey, you're not going to see that very often. Maybe in the Carabao Cup or whatever you want, or again in the Europa League. But you probably won't see that in the Premier League that much, and I'm fine with that. We need a squad-based system. A squad-based. All the players need to be able to pull together, is what I'm saying. And for the last couple of years, we haven't really had that. We did have it last year, to be fair, but most of the players that were in our second string squad have left the club now. Santi Cazorla obviously was out injured for so long, but Olivier Giroud, Theo Walcott, Alexis Sanchez, I guess, Ospina's still in and around the club. Saka, all these players. Jackie Wilshere, he started off as a Europa League player last year, but played his way into the Premier League team. And that's what these boys are now. Danny Welbeck, although he's still got more goals than Lukaku and Sanchez this season. So it was a run out for it was a run out for these guys. And there's something about I don't know. There's obviously something going on there, and I've mentioned it in my other videos that Unai's obviously doing something at the back. I don't know what it is, but we're starting to look calmer. Yeah, we're still giving away chances, and you'll listen to Paul Merson. He'll tell you that we're going to get ripped to shreds by Liverpool, and there are people on Twitter tonight saying if we start against Liverpool like the way we started tonight, it will be 3-0 down at half time, but. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. At the back, you've got to remember these were the same players that Arsene Wenger had that couldn't keep hold of a lead against 10-man Sevilla. Again, I keep coming back to it. Right, look, I was a massive Arsene Wenger apologist. I'm not slaughtering Arsene Wenger, but his tactics, his team. Towards the end of his tenure, he'd lost it so maybe it's taken this long for Unai's defensive tactics and whatnot and planning to come in, and it's slowly starting to turn. It wasn't going to be an instant thing like that, and maybe now we're starting to reap that. So I wouldn't be that worried about Liverpool at the moment. Yeah, they're tearing up trees. That's fine. That's great. Let's just focus on what we're doing. It's 11 wins on the bounce now. The Invincibles only managed 12. And we've got Crystal Palace next. We can match that You know, so we got to take every game as it comes. It's a cliche. We're just into the season. You know, we're not. It's not 10 or 11 Premier League games. It's 11 games in all competitions, but we're doing it. We're there, and today's one was sort of better than Leicester in a way, weird kind of way, because we had to keep disciplined. We had to keep picking away. We had to keep going at it. And we could bring Lacazette off the bench. You know, we had Ozil on the bench. We had these players there ready to come on and make a change, which was what we didn't have last time. Even though we had these players, they were never used. They were only used till the 70th minute or whatever. They were never used to zhuzh up a game. To, you know, okay, it's not working. Let's bring them on. Let's do something. Let's change to plan B. And right from the start, there was never a plan B for Arsene Wenger. It was always, we're going to play the Arsene way, and we'll score more than you because look at the players we've got. Fine. When you've got Henry, Wiltor, Kanu, Pires, Bergkamp, Gilberto, Edu, you know, when you've got these players, Ashley Cole, when you've got them players there, brilliant. That will work for you. When you haven't, you need a plan B, and that's what tonight felt like. It felt like a plan B, and I've been saying a little while now that I genuinely think Unai's tactic is to keep it tight for as long as possible and hit him with a couple of quick goals. And he saw today, we didn't get a couple of quick goals, but after the second half started, we started to turn the screw and then like I say, can bring on the players like Lacazette or whoever, you know, Iwobi came on for Aubameyang. And so I think it's going to plan. They're clean sheet away. Now this is the thing, right? We've never won in Portugal. They haven't lost for 2 years, and the last team they lost to was Barcelona. So you can't base things just purely on statistics, but they're not too bad statistics to base anything on, really, are they? So it's a good result. It's a really good result away. That's our hardest away game in terms of excuse me, in terms of quality of opposition, and we come through with a win. And if we win, if we beat them at home, we've pretty much guaranteed qualification for the next round of the Europa League. Job done. So you know, and we did it last year under Wenger. To be fair, we qualified. We probably had a bit of an easier group, but again, I'm happy. It was a professional, proper job done away from home, you know, and that's you've got to take the little positives that you can get, and it's a win, it's a clean sheet, it's away from home, and it's against a team that haven't lost at home for 2 years. I'll take them. I'll take that all day long. I'll take 1-0. Look at Spurs, 2-1 up at one point, and they get paid back to 2-2. They might. I mean, wouldn't it be amazing if they didn't even qualify for the Europa League? You know, if they managed to somehow conspire to finish bottom of their group. Am I right in thinking that? I think they've got to finish third to finish into the Europa League. If they drop down to fourth, bottom of the group, that'd be amazing. You know, I saw there was a stupid thing today or yesterday about Pochettino. And the success he's had. Now, I get it, right? Success is relative, and you know, Spurs haven't won the title while we've had colour TV. Get that, right? So he has turned their fortunes up a little bit, but success, surely, you know, Arsene Wenger and Arsenal as a club were derided for not winning anything for 10 years. We win the FA Cup, and suddenly it's a tin pot trophy. For me, the FA Cup will always be magical. You know, I don't care that Man United chucked it away and whatnot, and it is still a trophy. And you know, Mesut Ozil has won 3 FA Cups since he's been here, and Spurs haven't won anything in 10 years. You know, so success is a relative thing, and people will say yes, but he's turned Spurs' fortunes around, and they're now building a bigger stadium, and they get to the Champions League. All right, well, let's take the last 10 years of Arsene Wenger's tenure then. We won 3 FA Cups, we moved into a new stadium, we sold our best player, sometimes our 2 best players, every season, and still managed that. He got us in the Champions League for 20 years on the trot, yeah? when Pochettino's done that, then we can class him and his time at Spurs as success. He hasn't done anything. He's not won a single trophy in what is it, 5-6 years he's been in English football. 4 of those at Spurs and one at Southampton, wherever it is. I'm not up on much on his time in football in terms of longevity. So I think to say that he's had success, yeah, he probably has for Tottenham. But surely they want more. I mean, last year he was banging on about, we don't want to win the FA Cup, we want to win the league. Well, you're not even close to that. So maybe you should have focused on something like the FA Cup. Maybe you better do that this year because you're not going to win the Champions League and you're certainly not going to win the league this year because we're better. I'm not saying we're going to finish second or third or anything stupid like that, fourth at a push, but that's an improvement on last season. Chelsea are back up there, Liverpool obviously, and Man City. They've got a fight on their hands to stay where they were, and that's a sign of a good manager. When all the teams are firing, then you can say he's had success because he's managed to fight off all the other things and finish fourth or third. Wow, that's what we used to say. We used to say, "Oh, third or fourth, wow, big achievement." But now we take that in a heartbeat. So that's me going off on my Tottenham tangent. I still think there's a whole big bias in the media towards Tottenham and what they've done compared to what we've done. I guess yes, we are a bigger club in terms of league title wins and recent history, but trying to keep it balanced. It's all about balance. It's just the way they seem to be media darlings, Spurs. I suppose it's because they've got a lot of English players. I get that. And we had the Continental manager with the Continental players. We feel a completely 4-11 before anyone else in the league. I think if we did it before Chelsea or did it just shortly after Chelsea. So that's why there's a bit of iffiness towards us in the press. But I'm not having Spurs as a big club yet. I'm not having it. They need to win a couple of league titles really now. They need to start doing it, but it's getting harder and harder. I mean, you look at United. Let's move on to United. Mourinho's come out again after they lost in Europe this week and said, "I haven't got the same sort of quality that Juventus have got in their team. That's why they're beating us." It's like how you've got Sanchez, Pogba, and Lukaku. You've got Lindelof at the back, Eric Bailly. I mean, these players, it's not like he's groomed them from the youth team up, is it? He's gone out and spent a lot of money on these players. To come out and say he needs bigger and better, it's because he doesn't trust youth and doesn't trust people that want to play for it. It's not about this for him. It's not. It really isn't. It's about this. He wants the name on the back of the shirt. He wants people that are ready-made and go in, boss. Problem is, with Mourinho, he also needs players that are willing to run through brick walls for him. And because of the media, social media, all that sort of stuff now, he hasn't got that aura around him anymore, is he? So players aren't willing to do that. And also clubs aren't willing to back him because, again, with social media, you look at someone like Pogba, who is worldwide. He's got millions of followers on Twitter, whereas Mourinho's only got a few million or a couple of 100,000. That comes into effect now, And for Mourinho, this is what I want to talk about. All this, okay, he's done it. He's done the three thing 3 times now. I've won 3 titles. He had to wait till Arsene Wenger left the league before he could say that because Arsene Wenger was a specialist in failure. But now that he's gone, he can say, well, I've won 3. He did it again the other day, Chelsea versus Man United. He decided that he was going to stick 3 fingers up and say, well, I've won 3 titles here. You give me respect. That's not how it works, Jose. And then he's doing it again the other night against Juventus, where he was giving it the whole, we won a treble when I was in Milan. That's about seasons. I'm only ever at a place for 3 seasons. I'm off. Don't worry about me, lads. I'm off. You give me all the abuse you want because I ain't going to be here for much longer to put up with it. He's a bitter, paranoid little twerp with a messiah complex, and I can't stand him. And the sooner he is out of English football, for me, the better. I can't stand his negative tactics. I can't stand his slaughtering players when things go wrong, but praise himself when things go right. Football passed Mourinho by quickly. He was that sort of a coach where he was a and gone. You know, it was a controlled explosion. It burnt out, and you only have to look at people like Klopp and Pep. Klopp, I'm not a big fan of. Pep, I still think is a manager that, despite whatever he brings to a club, he needs to be at a club that can spend money. He needs to be able to have the players to implement his system that he does. You know, he couldn't do it at Newcastle. Let's swap. Let's give Rafa Benitez all the money in the world at Man City and see how Pep does at Newcastle. I tell you what, I don't. I can't see. I wouldn't be able to see Newcastle challenging for the title even under Pep. Do you know what I mean? Because of the restrictions that are in place for him. But Mourinho can't even do that anymore. He can't even be a checkbook manager because of all the other checkbook managers that are in there in the league that he works in. So he'll need to go to PSG, and that's where he'll end up. They've got Thomas Tuchel there, but they'll get Mourinho, and he'll win them a title. Might even win them a Champions League. You never know, because that's what he does. 3. I've won 3. But there we are. It's a little bit of a ranty, ravey, weirdy one because of I just the fortunes of European the English clubs this week in Europe. I switched the Chelsea game off. They were 3-0 up just after half time. Ruben Loftus-Cheek scoring a hat trick. Against a team we put 6 past, so whatever. But that's where we are for this week. Good win for Arsenal, keeping the momentum going. Let's hope we can beat Crystal Palace on, I think it's on Sunday we're playing this week. And my team for Palace, I would probably go back to the team that played Leicester. I think you've got to. They've earned their stripes, if you like. But then so some of the boys tonight, you know, Welbs, that guy, he's doing well for himself, you know, looking confident. His goal he took tonight was a belter of a hit. Obviously Torreira's got a start, he came on tonight. I would play Aubameyang and Lacazette together, so I think you'd probably have Leno in goal. I don't think you can drop him, even for Peter Cech coming back. I think Peter Cech has got to play his way back into the team. Lichtsteiner, Holding, and Socrates with, it's probably going to be Xhaka there at left back. I mean, if Sir Klasnets, he's probably the one that's going to be fittest first, so he might slot it back in there. I would then have the midfield. I'd have a Iwobi back in. People saying that Ozil Ramsey axis doesn't work. I think you can make it work, but I think I would have Torreira and Ramsey in the middle, Iwobi on one wing. I'd have Lacazette, Aubameyang on the other, and but he wouldn't be. It'd be more of a it'd be a very fluid formation. I'd have Ozil. I'd probably even be tempted to play a flat 3 if you like. Or like have Torreira and then have Ramsey and Iwobi, so Iwobi can move wherever he wants to go, and then I'd have Ozil, and I'd like to try Lacazette and Aubameyang as a front 2, because I think if you had Lacazette dropping off deep, coming and collecting the ball from Ozil, holding it up, chesting it, turning it around, laying it off, you've got then Aubameyang running in. I think that's where we're going to get the best out of those two. If you've got Lacazette is your target man and Aubameyang running off him with his pace and whatever, then I think that would work and would shake things up. Don't know if you need to do that against Palace, but it'd be interesting for me to see. But then it's about how you distribute the wealth that you've got at your fingertips in midfield. But that's it for me. I'll do a preview for the Crystal Palace game properly on Sunday. Going away this weekend to Birmingham. So thanks for watching. Please, again, click like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bit, leave a comment. I'd love to leave a little comment. I'm on fanvibe.com, come and see me over there. I'm on Twitter, @GoonerArmchair. I'm on Anchor, give me a buzz on there. I'd love to have a little chat to other Gooners, or even, like I say, it doesn't need to be other Gooners, it can be any other football fan. I will take banter. I won't take abuse, but we can have a discussion about it. I'm fairly open-minded about football. I'm not just all about the Gooners. I can see things from a point of view. So if you want to come and have a chat, this is what I want this to be. I want this to be a forum rather than just a video for me just going. It's boring for everyone. Boring for me hearing my own voice. Boring for you watching me do this. But I'm appreciating you all watching it anyway. And thanks a lot. Hopefully I can build it up a bit more. And hopefully I'll keep rolling along like the Arsenal wins. See you on Sunday.